Check. Check. What's up? Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Sound check, and we'll be on in just a couple of minutes. Hey, what's up? What's up, Alex? What's up? What's up, y'all? Wherever you're watching from, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, today we're gonna do a little something a little different today. Today we're going to be checking out some lore of Destiny 2. This is especially dedicated to the individuals who've never played Destiny at all, and they're looking forward to getting into the world again. For those looking into getting the world again, you know, shout outs to them for sure. But those who've never ever checked out Destiny, they don't know anything about the world. Why is everyone so fascinated with this universe? This video that I'm gonna play a bit of today is for you guys, and it's definitely a refresher for those who've been in the universe for quite some time as well. So this is going to be a Destiny 2 lore video. This was made by a gentleman named Byf, B-Y-F, and we're just gonna check out some of the lore together. And I'm excited for the stuff that's happening with the final shape. And yes, I know I still have my screen off right now, but I'm about to turn on in a second. And let me see what we got here. But everything looks good, and hopefully everything sounds good on your end. So this will be a Destiny 2 lore, and yeah, I'm super excited about it actually, to check out some of the stuff. All right, so Destiny 2. Excited. I've been playing Destiny since 2014. So a long history of Destiny, and pretty excited for what we're about to embark on, the next journey of the game, right? So final shape comes out tomorrow, which is the 4th, depending on where you are, and just looking forward to just having a lot of fun. I know there's some weapons that I have in my vault right now that I can't wait to reuse, because from what I understand, they're going to bring those weapons up to the current, you know, level, or base level, if you will. So just different things, you know. I was playing it last night a little bit offline, and just really excited for the world of Destiny. And I think one thing that made me really appreciate the game even more is spending some time playing like games that are action RPGs, but they're not Destiny. Games like Wuthering Waves, games like Genshin Impact, right? I think those games in the last couple of days, for me, has given me a different perspective on what makes a game like Destiny so special for me, right? So I've been playing it for a while, and looking forward to so shout outs to One Away from I see you. So shout outs to you guys wherever you're watching from. I appreciate it. Whether you're on TikTok or Trovo or Facebook or what have you. Yeah, I'm really, you know, back on the grind, and looking forward to playing a lot of games online, and just having different conversations with you guys, you know, on these platforms. So shout outs wherever you're watching from. It is definitely appreciated. And yes, exciting stuff. So let me just check one thing here. And I think we should be able to start in a second here. I'm gonna refresh. All right, cool. All right, so we're looking good. All right, cool. Just checking some stuff here on my side. Cool. All right, we're good. All right, so we're ready. So I'm gonna fade out this music here, and then we're going to get ready to jump into this awesome lore. And it is awesome. If you've never checked out anything Destiny related, you're about to be in for a treat for sure. So we're gonna set this up right now, and we're gonna play it. And hope you have your popcorn. Hope you have something healthy, preferably to enjoy this particular presentation. So let's get right to it. And let me just change my screen here. I think we have everything set up, and we're going to bring it up, and we're gonna rock it out. Let's see what we got. Don't hear anything right now, so we're gonna double check that.
About Aslar and Shrike.
Let's go.
Aslar is the talented artist who created the art in the chapter cards and the awesome animated fly-throughs that help to really show the story locations as we move through the world of Destiny. I was so happy to work with him because much like me, he absolutely adores this universe, and he's a huge fan of the small details, which you'll see in all of his work. If you want to support him, his work is fantastic, and you can find a link to his Patreon and his socials down below in the description. If you want to commission him or buy his art, I know that he'd very much appreciate that too. You can find some of the art from this project being sold by Aslar right now if you check those links. Shrike, aka Martin, is the editor on this project and the editor on my videos generally, and he has helped tirelessly to add context and visuals to each part of the video. Whilst this was a split effort, without him, I would never have been able to take on a project of this scale, so a huge thank you goes out to Martin as well. I also got in touch with a few other artists from some of my old projects. You see, there are some bits in Destiny's lore that just don't get portrayed in-game a lot, and so we lifted some stuff from old projects with their permission. This includes Metaworks818, aka Ben. Ben was kind enough to allow us to use the art that we had used for Dynasty, the complete story of Savathun and the Witch Queen and the Hive, and that was something which allowed us to fill in those relevant sections of the video. With that in mind, the Dynasty animation team, aka Reed, Drexus, and the Judd sub, were also kind enough to allow those animations from Dynasty to be reused. Duba Plays also gets a shout out here because to this day they have some of the best Vault of Glass B-roll ever taken, and I was allowed to use it thanks to them. Some supplemental footage was also taken from the Destiny Lore Vault, where my own archives were lacking, theirs were not. Their dedication to preserving Destiny's lore and story is utterly remarkable, and it's a great thing to have in a live service game where a lot of this stuff is going to eventually cease to be, unless Bungie eventually restores it. If, like me, you're a big lore junkie, they are a fantastic resource. In this project, you might also from time to time hear some fantastic music, but not all of it is the Destiny OST. That fantastic music that is not by Bungie's own talented artists is the work of James Thistleton, who created the alternative rendition of Deepstone Lullaby that plays at the intro and outro, as well as the Shattered Suns soundtrack for Rulk's part in this story. All the respective links to anyone who contributed to the video in any manner are found down below in the description. Thanks to the last-minute raid team who helped me to grab some of the missing footage I had from the Deepstone Crypt and from Rulk. You guys were all awesome, very patient, and you let us get critical parts of the video done. For that matter, if at any point during this video's creation you were responsible for supporting and helping me out on anything, thank you. My heart goes out to you as well. And lastly, to all of you, the viewers back at home, thank you for just sitting and watching. Normally, at the end of my videos, I tend to say that your viewership is quite enough for me, and that's my way of telling you that I get that some people just want to turn up, watch the video, listen to the audio, and then call it a day. You're doing a lot of stuff, your life is hard as is, and you just want your entertainment without fuss. And I respect that, because yeah, life's rough. However, this is the one time I'm going to make an exception, and to ask you if you are one of those people who has appreciated my content quietly for years, to just go ahead and hit the like button. If you are one of the veterans to my channel, if you've just...
Hold on, you know what? We're gonna do that right now. Hold on, I'm gonna hit the like button right now, okay? Because this guy is legendary, okay? For for having. I'm not gonna do too many interruptions. I'm just gonna do a quick interruption. So thanks for the follow. I do appreciate it. I'm from the East Coast. I'm in America. Okay. So shout outs to that. And yeah, so not too many interruptions for this video. I just want to say thank you so much for watching it with me, along with me. I haven't watched it yet or any of it yet. So this is like the first time, you know, getting a little bit of glimpse of what Bife has done. I've watched his videos in the past, which is why I'm excited to, you know, get some of it here. And he is amazing at what he does. Voiceover work, incredible storytelling. The collaboration he's done over the years, incredible. Okay, so I'll say that. But I definitely want to say thank you so much for the follow, and we'll get back to the video.
Come from the updated video, or whether you're completely new to Destiny's story, regardless of who you are, that like greatly helps me. And I know it's the same shtick you'll hear from every single YouTuber, but it does work, and I think that the amount of effort we've put into this video speaks for itself. If there is a video worthy of your like today, I hope it is this one. But with all that said, you have all been patiently waiting long enough. It's time I sat down and started to tell you all a tale. From the mysterious origins before time, to the potential end of everything and the dawning of the final shape. My name is Bife, and this is the complete story of Destiny, the Light and Dark Saga.
All right, y'all, let's go. Let's get it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
The beginning is, of course, where we should begin. But what truly happened at the beginning of our story is the subject of much debate. Legends and myths of old tell us of how there was a place before time and the universe, known as the Garden. Within this garden there stood a tree of silver wings, and vast meadows of potential and metaphor. Within the grove there were two figures. First, there was a gardener, who during the long days would seed life in rapturous celebration. Throughout the garden, this life would grow and bloom into many wild forms, until at the fall of dusk, the winnower came, and with a scything blade cut away the chaff from the wheat. The gardener and the winnower are rumored to have existed in this cycle for untold eons, until the gardener grew dissatisfied with it, believing it to have grown repetitive and unremarkable. Across this game of existence that the gardener and the winnower played, a single repetitive pattern always emerged. It was always the winning play, a final shape that defined the form of victory. The gardener insisted that there should be a new rule that allowed for new complexity to also find success. The winnower disagreed, stating that from this idea, unnecessary suffering would be born. From this disagreement, conflict brewed between the gardener and the winnower. Their conflict brought about the creation of the universe, and the garden fell into ruin. The gardener and the winnower fought and brought down the tree of silver wings, and left its stump to smoke amid the meadows. If rumors are to be believed, this conflict also brought about the escape of primal patterns that survived and took root in our universe with an aim of survival at all costs. These were known as the Vex, and though you might know them by their brass frames, they are actually the tiniest of molecular life, built into a connected consensus, radiolarian structures creating grand designs. This story of the gardener and winnower and their conflict was told to us through some of our first interactions with the Black Fleet, the great pyramid vessels of our most ancient enemy. It gives us some of our only potential ideas about what occurred at the start of the universe. Whether this story is true or not is still debated to this day, but what is not debated is that the primal forces that the gardener and winnower supposedly aligned with are very real. The gardener seemingly was aligned with the light, a power associated with the physical universe, creation and chaos, matter, gravity, energy. The winnower seemed to be aligned with the darkness, which is associated with control and the domain of the mind, one's will, dreams, and nightmares. These powers of the light and the dark are known to supersede the typical laws of the universe, bending and breaking those laws of physics and matter on the whims of those that use these powers of light and dark. They sidestep causality, and for these reasons individuals who wield the light and dark are referred to as paracausal or acausal. We may not know whether the light and dark truly originated with the mythical gardener and winnower, but we do know that these powers are found in the universe in a pair of ancient presences, incomprehensible things, entities of a sort. They are the traveler, which is a source of the light, and the veil, which is a source of the darkness. When these two great constructs were created is unclear, but our story truly begins with their discovery by an ancient and unnamed people long ago. For the purposes of our story, I shall simply call them the precursors to all that would follow. The precursors were once nomads who would wander across their home world to survive. That was until the day they discovered something buried in the wastes of their world. They discovered the Traveler. It blessed this precursor civilization with the bounty that it would provide to thousands of others before eventually reaching humanity. The nomadic precursors advanced their technology and society under the silent benevolence of the Traveler. But whilst it doted on them with many gifts, its silence meant that the precursors were left with little in the way of guidance. They had been given abundance, but no meaning or direction. Their search for meaning defined their entire society. All of them were seeking to understand how to bring about a perfect universe. Many factions would search for this simple idea and how it might be accomplished. They called it the final shape. After much time, the scholars of the precursor people discovered that the Traveler shared a connection to another great structure out in the deepest reaches of space. This was the Veil, and they rushed to claim it after they were made aware of its existence, realizing that whilst the Traveler presented the powers of the light, the Veil presented the powers of something very different: darkness. To the precursor people, this discovery was meant to change everything for the better. They knew much about the light of the Traveler. They knew of the bounty it could bring, but they also knew that the light bred chaos and destruction when untamed and unchecked. Through the Veil, they learned the power of darkness, and saw that through its ability to control, the merging of the two might create a degree of autonomy over the universe that had never before been conceived of. They aspired in that moment to control the chaos of the Traveler's light by strengthening its connection to the Veil and merging the two. If only they had succeeded, they might at last have forged the final shape that they had conceived of so long ago. But when they attempted to forge this connection, the Traveler rejected the link and abandoned the precursor people. What happened next must have been the most calamitous time within the precursor society. Terror and uncertainty must have spread through their minds. There must have been bitterness. There must have been hatred. But no matter what they felt, what happened next would bring the ruin that they had experienced to untold trillions across the stars. The precursor people, having been abandoned by the light, turned to the powers of darkness for salvation. Understand that the light is not inherently good and the darkness is not inherently evil, but the precursors were fueled by hatred, and their desperation spoke for itself. Recovered records indicate that a group amongst them, known as the Penitent, struck down all others who dissented against their ways. They believed that they were meant to fix the universe and create the final shape, regardless of whether the universe consented or not. They used the powers within darkness to merge their consciousnesses together into a compound being of immense power. Their assimilation